Hey guys, in this video we're going to talk about how to save money on your rent. So as young adults, finding affordable housing is a top priority, especially when rent is one of the largest monthly expenses. This is why it can be so challenging to save money. Well, that's why I'm here to talk to you about some ways that I can put some more money back in your pocket when it comes to rent. So we'll jump right into that video. Hey, what's up guys? My name is Chase and this is a penny pincher's guide to personal finance. We put out more videos like this on a regular basis so that we can help put more money back in your pocket. If you do like this video or you get some good benefit from it, then hit that like and subscribe button because it makes a big difference to our channel, helps us put more information out like this. All right, so we'll jump right into number one. All right, so the first tip that I want to talk about for saving some money when it comes to rent is potentially negotiating your rent with your landlord. So a lot of people don't know that you can negotiate your rent with your landlord. Now, it's a little bit more easy to do, especially if you have a stable income and a pretty good credit score, but if you don't try, then you'll never be able to have a chance to have a lower rent. Now, the reason why this works so well is because when landlords don't have anybody rented in their property, then they're going to be losing money. And oftentimes they will even take a drop in the rent just to make sure that somebody is in there and they're having a stable income. So if you're looking to have $100 or a $200 drop, that is a potential that they will actually take that just to get you locked in for a year, and then they can renegotiate the price in a year from now. So one key thing when you move forward with a negotiation is to make sure you do some research and look into some comparable properties. That way, when you do go to talk to your landlord, you have some sort of firing power to say, hey, this is the price that I'm seeing with other comparable properties, and this is what I want to pay. That way he can't just shoot back at you and say, this is what I'm wanting you to pay for your rent. All right, so the second tip is to look into finding a roommate. Now, I know that doesn't sound fun, but this is a way to essentially halve your expenses when it comes to rent. Now, even if you own a home and you have a mortgage, then you could look to see if you could rent out certain rooms of your house to a friend or an acquaintance. When you do this, this is actually called house hacking, and it's a great way to build some equity, save some money on your mortgage, and overall put some more money back in your pocket. Now, one thing I do want to note is make sure you choose your roommate wisely because that can make a big difference in your life. And always draft up a contract, even if it is with one of your best friends. You got to make sure that you make a contract because if there is an issue, you want to be able to have something hard and fast that you can fall back on to address. Unfortunately, even if they are your best friend, living in such a close proximity can cause some issues and a lot of friction. So don't fall into that trap. All right, so the next tip is for you to start looking into having any special deals associated with the rental companies or your landlords. Oftentimes they will put out some sort of promotion to get you to come and rent their property. Sometimes they'll offer you a couple or 3 months of rent. They'll also offer you waived application fees, or they'll even reduce the security deposit. If any of those are an option, that does drastically decrease your amount of rent and can save you hundreds of dollars right there. Timing really is a big deal, and if you even know somebody that is doing a referral, sometimes they will even give you a free month of rent just for that referral. So make sure you look around and you ask all your friends before you go to do your first rental. All right, my next tip is to consider downsizing from the rental that you're at right now to a smaller one. Now, the reason why I say this is because a lot of people will try to impress their friends or other people just by the size of their apartment, and you really don't need to do that. Make sure that you're living within your means and you're finding a space that you can live in and be able to use that isn't too big and doesn't need to have all this extra upkeep to keep it going. Now, this doesn't have to be a long-term solution, but it could be a short-term in the meantime while you're looking for other ways or other places for steps 1 through 3 that we just talked about. Okay, now tip number 5 is to consider moving to a different location than where your current apartment is at. Depending on where your building is located will determine the amount that the rent can be listed as, and if you're in an area that is a high demand, then that will also increase the rent. Consider moving out just a little bit outside of the city or to a little bit different location so that you can look into a little bit lower rents with having the same amount of amenities. I know moving can be a hassle, but moving to one that is a little bit lower price but has the same amount of amenities will really add up in the end. So remember, there are a lot of different things that you can do to help put your money back in your pocket and really lower your rent. One of the biggest ones is negotiating and then considering the options out there for moving or finding other apartments that might fit better into your financial situation. Now remember, by implementing these tips, you can save a lot of money and lower your rent, and put it potentially towards something that's going to be better at your financial goals. If you are interested in learning a little bit more about ways to save some money, then I'll put a link right up here that you can go ahead and watch these videos. And I want to thank you so much for watching this video, and I want to remind you that we are here from your first penny to your first million. We'll see you next time.